Okay, case is set up. The rotary tool I'm using is just a cheapo. I normally don't buy cheap tools, but this was given to me, so I don't have much of a choice. One day it'll fail and I'll replace it with something better quality. This is a worn wheel I'm using on here. I get these wheels at Tractor Supply, about I think $7 they get 5 of them. They're thin, they're metal cutting cut-off wheels. I believe that's 3-inch. I'm going to use the smaller one first to do these corners, and then I'll switch it out and do the larger one to cut these larger ones. Now when I cut these out, I want to stay inside this line. I do not want to cut out any of my scribes, because that's actually the outside dimensions of the fan. So I'm going to stay inside these lines and cut it out. Now make sure you wear your safety protection or safety goggles. We have goggles, ear protection, anything over 85 dB, hearing protection is required. So eye protection, ear protection, make sure you wear them. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to clip out to where I get this changed out. Okay, now we have a new wheel. It's a larger diameter. This is why I like to use the larger rotary tools than Dremels. It's easier to keep a nice straight line. The smaller wheels in a Dremel can just walk and get off. And I know it doesn't have to be perfect, because this is all going to be filed out and brought out to the line. But I like to, it just makes it quicker and nicer, straighter lines using this. So let's get started. Okay, it's cut out. We're going to pull these out, these blanks, pop right out. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. I'm going to take a large file and a small file. Small file for these corners, large file for the straight edges. I want to bring it and square it up. Anywhere that wheel was a little bit off from my scribes, I want to square it up to that line. And I want to bring it close to the line, but like I said, I want to leave all these lines. I don't want to take any of them out. So let's get started. Okay, that's the larger straight edge. All I'm really doing is deburring it, making sure there ain't no sharp edges left from the grinding. It's extremely sharp. Be very careful. If you feel better, wear some leather gloves, but I'm just used to doing this, so it's the way I do it. I'm going to take the small file and do all the corners. Okay, I think that's all right. So this is pretty good. It's not going to cut me. It's all deburred. I'll probably straighten it up a little more with a file before paint. But that's pretty much done on that one. Let's see what we have to do to get this here out. I got an 1/8 inch drill bit, a 1/8 inch drill bit, and I'm going to drill every one of these 10 rivets out of the front right now. They're aluminum rivets. They drill very easily, as you can see. Okay. Now, if I remember right, in part one, I had a couple I can get to right here. So I'm going to go ahead and knock them out of there now. Trying to stick my head in the way, but I kind of got to see too. Now that's all the rivets for this front cage, other than there's 2 in the rear here. Right in here. One there and one towards the front, or one here and one up top here. There is no specific tools for, I don't believe, to do any of this modification. You pretty much use whatever works. I'm going to try to get them rivets out by cutting the back side of them up with just a hacksaw blade in my hand, because I don't have a whole lot of room. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to try to leave it so you can see it, but I'm not sure if you can or not. Okay, I got the backs of them knocked off. So let me just try to pry out and see if I can break it free. These are wonderful little screwdrivers from Craftsman. They're 4-in-1, 6-in-1 actually. You got a 1/4 inch driver on this side when you pull the bit out, and a 5/16 on the other side, and plus both your positives and both your Phillips and your flat screws. Don't know what's still holding this one in, but she don't want to come free. And there she is. There's the hard drive cage removed. We're left with this plate. Now, I explained in another video earlier that I want to cut out an area right down the bottom of here. I put a plate here for the hard drive to mount the hard drive to and get it down out of the way. And I want that plate to ride up about an inch, an inch of space here cut out in the bottom here for the wires to come from the power supply through there and underneath that plate to distribute them to where they need to go. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to grab piece of aluminum like this. Should be fine. Just to give me a straight edge. That's not a very good line. Let's try a magic marker. Yeah. So I'm going to be going right to the bottom edge of this, and I want to cut out an area something like this and remove this piece right here. That'll allow my wires to come in underneath that plate. So, guess let me get cutting that. I don't know how I can do it though. You could see it though, other than like this. Not sure. Let's give it a shot though. Okay, let me pry these pieces up and out of the way, just like this. Grab a set of tin snips. I'm just going to cut them off. I want to leave some because I'm going to roll that edge over and make a rounded edge on it so it's not sharp against wires. I'm just going to cut the pieces out like that. Grab a pair of needle nose, and I just want to roll that metal over little by little. Just roll it. Okay, that's cut in there. I know it's not exactly perfect, but it's all going to be underneath the plate. It's all going to be painted. You're not going to see any of this. These edges here that are not rolled will get door edge guard from the automotive store. It's a plastic molding you go put around your door edge of your car. And I'll cut a couple strips of it, and that'll protect the wires coming through there. So I believe that's all the cutting that's going to happen on this case. So let's wrap this video up and get on to the next project. Okay, let's drill up the fans and get them set and get the holes drilled for them, and then it'll be, just other than clean them up a little more, they'll be finished. I just use quick grips, and I clamp the fan into place and secure it so I know it's not going to move while I'm drilling the holes out. I got a drill bit. Not sure what size it is. I can't see that small without glasses, but it fits just in the hole of the fans. So I'm going to go ahead and drill these two out. And this will just make sure when you, after the painting and the fans are ready to be installed, they will line up perfectly. So I'm just going to drop a drill bit in the hole, and it'll keep that squared up. If this fan moves at all, the holes won't line up when you go to install the fan. So you don't want the fan to move while you're drilling these holes. And that's one. Drilled out perfectly. They'll be enlarged later when I find out what the exact size screw. It depends on the head of the screw that I'm using, is the final size of the hole in the case I'll be using, or I'll be making. Same thing with this one. Let's line it up in our scribe marks We want them on the inside of all them scribes. Okay, looks good to me. Tighten up my clamps, drill some holes. Just pin that just in so I know that it doesn't move. And the last one here. It's nice to keep some of these old fans out of the old cases and stuff, that whether they work or not, just to use as templates. They work out very well. There's all the holes drilled. They'll be enlarged slightly depending on the size of the fan screw head. But they're aligned, they're ready. I can finish filing this up a little bit better and cleaning it up and getting ready for paint. Yeah, I think that's about the only thing left on this is to clean this up and get it ready for paint. So let's stop this video here and let's do something else.